Hi guys, this is Tammy. I thought I'd try to do a quick video today to give you some insight on the supplies and stuff that you would need to do rhinestones so you can bling things out. This will be really quick, and then later I'll do a video on actually how to brush the stones in and how to use the transfer tape and get things pressed. But for right now, we'll just talk about supplies. One of the first things you're going to need is some type of material to cut your holes in. There's different kinds. One of the first kits that I had gotten was, I believe it was from craftvinyl.com. He sold some kits, and I think this is where I got it. This is your template material. It's kind of thin. It's really thin, and it's kind of rubbery. So it's got like a sticky back to it. You would cut your stones on here. You would cut your holes, whatever design you want. You would take it off, and then you would press it onto a backing board. And then brush your stones in, and then use the transfer tape. You take the top part of the transfer tape off, press it down onto your rhinestones, get a good adhesion, lift it up, and then that's what you would take to the press to press it. But to be completely honest with you, I have not ever used this. After I got it, I was doing more research, and a lot of the people recommended the sticky flock and that it was a lot easier to use and it lasted a lot longer. So I just went ahead and bought the sticky flock, and I haven't gone back to use, or I haven't used these at all. So I can't really give you a review on it. What I can give you a review on are the different type of sticky flocks. So one of the other kits I got was from Silhouette. I got the rhinestone kit. It came with a little bit of stones. It came with transfer tape. It came with a brush. It came with this little brush. Sheds. Didn't like it. It came with a backing board, and then it came with the black sticky flock. So the sticky flock has like a velvety type feel to it. It's got the adhesive on the back. So you would cut your design, all the holes, then you would put this onto your backing board, and then you'd brush in your stones, again use the transfer tape to lift it and go press it. The issue I had with the Silhouette brand was that, first of all, it came with a very small amount of stones, like very small. It wasn't even enough to do this design. Came with a couple of sheets, like very small amount of sheets, I don't even remember. But this stuff left fuzz everywhere. It just left this like black fuzz. You can actually probably see it along the edge. It just didn't work well for me, and it was kind of temperamental to cut, and it was really, really sticky on the back, and I just had a lot of issues. Could it have been because I was new? Maybe. Would I recommend it to somebody that's new? No, I would not. You'd be better off just buying your stones from a separate vendor or website or whatever, getting the colors you wanted, and buying the sticky flock separately and then the transfer tape separately. In the long run, it's, I think, cheaper, and you get more for the buck. So that would be my recommendation. The other type of templates that you can get is, this is called sticky flock. I think it comes in a couple of different colors. The one I got was pink. I believe I got this from US Cutter. Great material. I liked it. It took me a little bit to figure out the settings, and once you get the settings right, then you get really good cut. So I cut this volleyball heart, and then I lifted it off of here, and this was what was left behind. So when you cut it and you have your design essentially in little dots all over your backing, that means you got a really good cut, and that's what you want. If you don't, if your setting is too deep, you'll cut all the way through to the backing, which is not good for your blade. It'll dull out your blade, and then it just makes it a little bit harder because now you have to deal with all these little dots, right? And you don't want that. So make sure you do some test cuts, and I'll show you how to set up a test cut on the next video. But if you don't, it'll cut through the backing, and see all of these? That's just not good for your blade. So definitely do a test cut. But this is called the pink sticky flock. The other one that I've used is the premium template. I got this, I believe, from rhinestonetemplate.com. Great stuff. It cuts beautifully. It weeds beautifully. Just once you get your setting, you're golden. The other type is called Magic Flock. I got this from the Rhinestone World. Great company. I have not tried this yet, so I can't give you an honest review, but according to the reviews that I've heard from other people, they love it. So those are your sticky flock material. Then you're going to need heat transfer. So this is just like your regular transfer paper that you would use like when you're working with vinyl, except that it's heat resistant. They have different kinds. They have ones that are resistant to static so that you don't have to deal with all the static when you're dealing with rhinestones. So kind of, you know, check and see which one you would prefer. I buy them in a roll. It's got a backing. This is heat resistant. So once you brush out your rhinestones, you're going to lay this on top of it. You're going to make sure that all the rhinestones are adhered to the sticky part. Then you're going to lift it up and take it to your press and then press it. And these are reusable. You can use this until the sticky's gone. I don't know exactly how many times I've used it, but once it doesn't pick up the rhinestones as good or it doesn't feel as sticky, then I just don't use it anymore. So there's your transfer tape. Then you're also going to need a surface. So this I also got from the rhinestonetemplate.com. It's just a board, like, I don't know what material it is, but basically you're just going to lay your template on here, brush in your stones. See, this is a good example of, now I'm going to have to remove those. But you stick it on here, brush in your stones, then you put your transfer tape, and then press it. So this is one type of board. The board that I use is one that's already covered with the sticky flock. I got this from US Cutter. It's just basically layering on top of a sticky flock. So I lay this down, I put my rhinestones, brush it in, and then lay my second design on top of it, dump out my rhinestones, brush it in, and press. But before we go further, rhinestones. So let me give you an example. So you have your color, right? You're going to dump a bunch of rhinestones onto your surface. And the surface, you can use almost anything that, you know, you could use a whiteboard. You can use a cookie sheet if you want, a baking sheet if you want. I mean, you can even use a cutting mat if you want. Just something that you can lay the sticky flock onto, and it's gonna have that kind of like that slick coating where you can peel it back off. So I dumped my crystals, and these are what you're going to use to brush in your stones. So these are just basically painting sponges that you can get from like Home Depot. I got both of these at Home Depot in a pack. A small one for smaller surfaces and a big one for bigger surfaces. You just take it and you just kind of just brush your stones. And what happens is that you've got so many stones on your surface that the stones basically push against each other and turn them and drop them into the hole. And you just keep doing that until you got all of your stones in there. Sometimes though, you'll get that stubborn stone that just doesn't want to get brushed in, and that's okay, because then you're going to use your other supplies. So once you brush everything away, you're going to see that I missed a hole. So then you're either going to take your tweezers. I got this from Amazon. There's different points. This one has like a hook on it. I actually use this one for weeding vinyl. And then this one has like an an angle. And then this one's just straight. So then you're just gonna like pick up your stone and drop it in. I got a little bit of adhesive on here. I need to clean that off. But you just drop it in. Or if you have one that's turned, this one I think I just got from like Walmart or Walgreens or something. If you have one that's turned and you need to flip it, you just pick it up and drop it in. So this one I actually like to use on its side like this because it's just easier to pick up the stones this way rather than having to deal with the point. The other type of tools you can use is a wax pencil. This is a rhinestone pencil, and you just basically touch down on the stone and it picks it up. This right here is a pick-me-up stick from Silhouette. It's got like a putty to it, and you just touch the stone and it picks it up, and you can just set it wherever you need to. Or if you have one that won't turn on here, you can pick it up out of the hole and adjust it. And then so before you put your transfer tape on top of here, of course you're going to want to remove your crystals, your rhinestones. You can either brush it to the side or put it back in your container. So these are rhinestone scoops. This one, I can't remember exactly where I got this one, but this one I got from the Rhinestone World. It's got a little cork at the end and a little funnel. So you cork it and you just take your brush in all of your rhinestones that you want to put back. And because the cork's there, you don't have to worry about it falling out. I'll usually just keep it like this until I'm all done. And then once I'm ready to put the stuff back in, the crystals back in, I just take it over my container, release the cork, tap it around to make sure that they all go back into the container. Easy peasy. I love it. This is one of the best tools that I have. So that's pretty much it as far as supplies. You may want to get some heat resistant tape. I have one over there, or I have a roll. You can buy these on Amazon. You can buy it from rhinestoneworld.com. There's other places that you can buy them just as long as they're heat resistant tape. So that's about it. If you have any questions, drop it down in the comments or message me. And happy rhinestoning.